Acrisure Stadium. Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off from Acrisure. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight to the air they go. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 from the 41. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They're throwing it. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Metcalf's got it, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 32 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Here we go, set. Panther 60, Panther 60. Go.
To throw here on 1st down. He's on the move. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it's going to be 2nd down.
You know, it looked like things fell apart. Pocket just not on the same page with his targets as they adjusted their routes. And that's really what led to the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Set. Warrior 70. Hut, hut.
They are throwing it again. It is caught left side. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Here's Chubb. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Shove again on second down. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. He picked up 6 on the run. Now they're facing 3rd and goal.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one.
And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here comes Williams on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. They've got first down from the 31.
Here we go, here we go.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go.
2nd and 8. Fits it through the middle. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive in the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Sending a receiver left. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. Touchdown, Cincinnati! Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one doesn't make the landing zone, so this drive's going to start at the 40. So hopefully he's able to find the landing zone next time. His first kickoff gives him some great field position here. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Come on. Set, Panther 11.
Back now, pressure on its way. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Steelers first down. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Chubb running out of the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Let's go now. Ready?
Here's Chubb on second down. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space, like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready?
They run it from the gun with Chubb. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Set. Go.
From the 27. Caught by Freiermuth. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10.
Ready? Hut, hut.
Here's Chubb up the middle. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
On 3rd down, they'll go with Chubb. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. This only a chip shot from the right hash.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow setting up the play action. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. Stop.
From the gun, a give to Brown. And he's able to work this down to the 41.
Gotta go forward. Let's go.
It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. The Bengals pushing for a late spark before halftime. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Here we go. Stop.
Play action now. Burrow connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
11 MT, Kate. 11, Dot.
1st down from the red zone. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of the defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
Here we go, here we go. 11, 11, 11.
Brown is in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals get some late points and the lead. McPherson at the point after. Bit off with his aim, but that point after is good. And the Bengals take a 4-point lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Cougar 19. Sack.
They'll come out throwing. That's to his back, Nick Chubb. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. The Steelers calling their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Let's go.
Throwing from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before going out. It's a gain of 29 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Set up. Ready.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Logan Wilson has it. And the Bengals are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, he didn't like what he saw from the pocket, Brock, so he kicked it outright. Coverage did a great job, though, never letting up, and they were there to pick him off.
Yeah, as a QB, you're just trying to buy a little time, break that defense down. But you know how you could tell a well-coached defense? When that QB rolls right, the coverage rolls right with him, flows right with him. So whether he threw it from the pocket or near the sideline in that case, I think we were in store for a similar result.
Forced out to his right. He's going to keep it this time. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
On 1, ready?
2nd and 6 coming up here. They're going play action. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
On third down, here's Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Broke through the tackle. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one's marked as a 38-yard punt. And hardly any time remaining for them in this game. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Come on, set. Street.
Slot man motioned over.
79 Broncos.
Here's 2nd and 5. He's going deep this time. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. This is going all the way to the end zone. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Here we go.
A final throw before the break. Getting out to his left. Makes a desperate throw for the end zone. And it falls incomplete. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Now Boswell on to send this away. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
Ready?
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Gun. Cut. 11. Stop.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Minka Fitzpatrick in on the stop. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
11, Palmer. Here we go. 12. Stop.
Here's Brown again. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
11, 11, 11. Stop.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Stop.
Burrow now against a blitz. Has him on the quick hitter. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Higgins makes the catch. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Here we go. 11 MT, 11 MT. Stop.
Brown on the inside give. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
12, 12, 12. Stop.
They'll run again with Brown. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Let's go now.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll bring it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals grow the lead coming out of halftime. McPherson add the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals drive their lead to 11. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Ready? Cowboy 80. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready?
He'll look to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Cam Hart's up for the tackle that time. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down.
18, Pioneer. Ready?
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Chased out to his right. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
On 4th down, it's Corliss Waitman on for the Steelers to punt this away. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt ends up a 36-yard kick. And the Bengals are set up quite well for their next possession.
On 2, ready?
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Get set. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Stop.
Burrow setting to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Gun. Stop.
One of the tight ends in motion left.
Stop.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Caught by McLaughlin.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
3 quarters in the books from this one. This one. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Here we go. Stop.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Stop.
Brown on the carry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Stop.
Now Burrow. On the move, headed right. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals make it a 3-score game in the 4th. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And the Bengals push their lead to 18. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Go.
He'll throw it. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
7 Pirates.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. They're on it. That's intercepted. And the Bengals take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Headed out right. Pass is cut at the 9. And they can't chop to him, but